Hey everyone, I posted a documentary on Angus Buchan, and it's based on that movie Faith Like Potatoes. So he was a Zimbabwean, and it's basically looking at our faith as Zimbabweans. Zimbabweans are so good. We don't get the credit that the South Africans get. We don't get put into good paid jobs like the South Africans because people say we're too sweet, we're too nice. But God works in strange ways, his miracles to perform. And I just want to encourage all the Zimbabweans who are in Canada, don't give up. There's a reason that Wits chose me to represent them. And it's not because I'm South African. I went to university there, but it's because of my heart, and it's because I get things done, and I know when to push back. All of our farmers left and they went to Zambia. Look how well Zambia's doing. So I just wanted to encourage all of you and say, keep the faith, keep praying. If you pray the rosary, if you're Catholic, pray the rosary, but keep praying and keep the faith, because wherever we are, we change things. Don't stop being good because other people say you're too good, or other people criticize you. Don't let evil enter into your heart, and stay who you are. Stay who you are in the Lord, and stay committed to following God's word, because the South Africans have got nothing on us. They've got nothing. Whatever has come against us, God has allowed to come against us. God allows good and God allows evil. So we have to keep our faith, and we have to continue to be salt and light. Salt for the food and light for the world. Because if we lose our saltiness, nothing can make us salty again. We have to stay who we are, and we have to trust that God will provide and that things will come right for us. I know people in Zimbabwe are very prayerful, and even when they go without priests, where they go without hope, they still pray. And that's what we have to do. We can't give up hope, because we're God's special people. And I'm not giving up hope. I'm not giving up hope for a good job for me. I'm not giving up hope that I can go into a doctorate and study theology and teach it. And that's not the same as making videos for John Maxwell or posting them, or, doing online work or being a speaker. That's different. So pray for that for me, because that's what I want to do. And I'm tired of getting hurt by the corporations. The corporations know what's right. They're doing wrong on purpose. They're doing evil on purpose. They can say it's not on purpose, but it is. Because I've had too many conversations with people in HR, people who are in America, people who have those decision-making roles, for them to say that it wasn't done on purpose. It was all done on purpose to support certain families. Even when I left TD all those years ago, I begged Jean de Gagne, and he said, we don't have anything for you. I said, but it's a worldwide company. There has to be something. He said, we don't have. And so, they were very, very harsh on me. What they should have done for me was what they did for my colleague Anna, who works at BMO. It was never too late. Even when I was at BMO, they could have still done it. They could have still supported me. They could have still treated me with gentleness instead of coming at me all the time. They could have helped me to get some funding towards further studies, whether it was at Regis College or the community work I did. They could have changed things, but they're doing what they are doing on purpose. And part of it is because I'm from Zimbabwe. So we Zimbabweans, we shine wherever we are. Even if we don't volunteer, even if we don't do other things, we still shine. I've taken many South Africans into my church, people from Ghana, people from Nigeria, and even Father Prince who came, he came from, I think he was from Uganda. He said to me, how come you landed up in this church? I said to him, why? So he said to me, no, because there's only white people here. So I said, well, I live in this area. I lived not far from here. I bought a condo here, and then I stayed close to the church. It was, so you are saying, oh, okay. And then even the Indian priests, they all asked me, they said, how come you landed up in this church? I said, well, I live in the area. I like the area. It's a safe area. It's a nice area. So that's why I come here. So let's hope God will open up those right doors for me, and I'll be able to stay in this area, stay in my condo. That's what I would like to do. But I'm like my dad. If you tell me that, oh, this is only for whites, I'll dig my heels in. I'll do it more. So, I mean, we have Kirsty Coventry now. She's on that Olympics committee. So there's a lot of us moving into leadership positions. My being in John Maxwell is part of a leadership team. Being a spiritual director is being part of a leadership team. So we can't give up hope that the financial blessings will come as well. And we have to speak out against evil. We have to speak out against what Mark Carney is doing. He's letting people go into poverty. There's no income supports in place. There's nothing. I mean, even I looked into grants. I thought maybe I can get a grant for a small business for my John Maxwell. There's nothing. The banks don't help. When you try to get loans, they don't want to lend. So you do need to have that lending. You need to have that funding. You need to have grants. You need to have, people supporting you. And I believe I can get that. I'm tagging Damien Howard in my post now because, if he can get me into studying a PhD somewhere, it would be good. It doesn't have to be here. It doesn't have to be in Canada. I can move. I can go back to England if they are willing to give me full funding to do a PhD so I can teach. Because Regis is obviously not interested. I mean, if they can't do it for me here, and I've been here for so many years, I'll go back to England, and then I can be closer to him also. That will be nice for me if I can be closer to him. Because over here, I mean, how much more do they want me to do? Really and truly. If that's what I want to do and I want to teach, how much more do they want me to do? Because I even reached out to Cardinal Collins to tell him how many problems I was having, and I couldn't get work in the church, and that things were not, going well for me. So it's not like they don't know. They know. So, I mean, I don't want to go to my mother's husband's church. She told me, oh, Daryl's got a church. I said, I don't want to work in a church that's not Catholic, and I'm not willing to commute all the way from here to go there, to go to his church. So, I'm sorry, but that's how I am. I'm just not willing to do it. So, pray that I get a break and that I'm able to get into a doctorate program where I can teach in a Catholic setting. And if it upsets people, it's good. Because when people left our church and they went to go and take degrees and become pastors in other churches, we were happy for them because it was their choice. So people should be happy for me. And they should be happy if I get into a good paid job and I find work. Instead of begrudging people and setting fires to people's places, breaking into people's places. It's not good to do that. And what they did to Boris Becker, God won't forgive them for that. He's a tennis player. He's not a banker. And God won't forgive them for what they did to me and what they are continuing to do to me, including losing my health and getting high blood pressure and my ears getting hurt, because it's deliberate. It's deliberate. They're not sorry for what they're doing. They have to say sorry to God. I'm not forgiving them because they're not sorry. They're not sorry. They have to say sorry to God for what they did to me. They knew I was a spiritual director. Teresa Bowman, Jean de Gagne, all these people I worked with, they knew that I was training to become a spiritual director. All these people in HR, they all know, and it's being done deliberately. Do you know what Canada means? It means there is nothing there. That's what it means. This nation and what it's doing to people is completely wrong. Even with the money laundering and all that, why do you think the Americans came down on TD in Canada? Because it was our responsibility. The headquarters is here. Don't think that God won't leave what's happening to me unpunished. It will be punished, and it will be punished from generation to generation. So change your ways. And if you Zimbabweans, keep your faith. Look at what is happening in the countries where our farmers have gone. And if this is something that's set up by people who knew my dad or people who have a grudge against me, get over it. Focus on your own lives and focus on your own goals. That's what I have always done. It might help you instead of being fixated with me.